These are some of the brightest students in North Korea. And that's me. I was given the opportunity to teach there for the past 2 summers. I didn't go to Pyongyang with the intention of making a documentary, but after returning home and digesting my experience, I feel there's a story that needs to be told. PUST, Pyongyang University of Science and Technology.
I think our university is the most unique in our country.
There are many foreign professors at PUST.
There are no female students at PUST.
All lectures are in English.
The most professors is the professors who come from America.
Many things are unique at PUST.
PUST is located on the outskirts of Pyongyang, the capital city of the DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The university is very new. Its first intake of students was in October 2010. All classes are taught in English and focus on business, computer and science-related subjects. All students are male, but interestingly, all the security guards are female.
PUST is isolated from the outer world.
We are not allowed to go outside because we should concentrate on studying.
I think it motivates us to focus on studying.
I'm getting used to living in a dormitory, but at first it was kind of challenge for me because I'd never lived away from my parents.
This is the first time that I live apart from my family members. So when I came to PUST, my parents worried a lot about me because I have to deal with difficulties by myself.
Even though we are apart from our families, I never feel lonely. I feel something like a parent's love.
I never felt lonely because my classmates always helped me, and also they always put my needs as their own ones.
My roommates are very kind and nice and friendly.
All of the PUST students are brothers. They're all united.
In our country, there is a saying, the one who taught you should be respected as your teacher through your whole life, even if he has only one word. This means we respect teachers very, very much.
You know, Professor Helen came from New Zealand. So,
I know, she came from New Zealand.
yeah, so she's a good professor.
Yeah.
I think this phrase "반갑습니다" sums up the students' attitude toward their foreign professors. Initially, I was a little apprehensive about teaching at PUST, but what I discovered were some friendly, hard-working students who were eager to form a friendship with me. I've never met students who had such a thirst for knowledge.
Why did you come to PUST?
First of all, I wanted to learn a foreign language.
English is an instrument of every science.
At PUST, the foreign professors are teaching the majors in English.
We live in a surrounding by English environment.
If I am good at English, I can acquire more knowledge easily and quickly without translating English into Korean.
And computer science is most advanced in English-spoken countries.
Nowadays, all technology discussed in English. I want to learn English to contribute to the development of our country.
It is necessary for everyone on the earth.
Before students start studying science and technology subjects, they undergo 1 year of intensive English language training. My job was to teach a month-long English course, but I ended up teaching much more than English. I taught football. During my youth, soccer was a huge part of my life. I was part of the New Zealand women's training squad and was awarded a full-ride scholarship to an American university.
The professors are the only foreigners at PUST, but they don't feel lonely and isolated. All students like them and they love to eat with them, and also the chatting during a mealtime is very great. The topics are very various and they love to talk about economics and politics and something like that.
Students and teachers are encouraged to eat together. One day over dinner, my students found out about my soccer history. My reputation quickly spread and was possibly exaggerated. All students, faculty and staff live on campus, so news travels very fast. Every meal became an opportunity for students to drill me with questions about soccer. Most Korean men love football, but they don't know football terminology in English. As I observed my students getting together in the evenings to play soccer, it was easy to see that they were crazy about the game. Soccer wasn't part of the planned curriculum, but it was becoming very obvious that if I wanted any peace during meal times, I needed to teach them football.
Because the football is the traditional sport at PUST.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I like football very much.
Oh.
As you know, I'm a real football fan. Yeah, I like football. How could I imagine my life without football? Yeah, I like football very much.
When I arrived at the university, it had been operating for under a year. Up until that point, students and teachers didn't usually play sport together, so I felt honoured when I was invited to play in a Sunday afternoon kick-around. I think there's something very special about soccer. It lets you communicate with people in a way that language alone doesn't allow. The next day, my class atmosphere was very different. My students had always been respectful, but that respect level seemed to have gone up a notch. The other English teachers didn't feel confident teaching football terms, so we gathered all 100 of the second year students together in one large room, and using an animated PowerPoint, I taught as many football terms as I could think of. Usually an English language classroom is very interactive, but this time, because there were so many students, I taught lecture style and did demonstrations at the front of the class. The students lapped it up and took notes furiously. In order to practice the terms we'd studied, we went outside and ran lots of drills. The students were so enthusiastic and everyone took part. The outdoor practices were extremely tiring because it was in the middle of a very humid Korean summer. Soon, first-year students began asking their teachers if they too could learn soccer in English. We repeated the football terminology lecture and ran drills for the first-year students too.
Almost all the students are waiting for the PostCap, and although PostCap takes place only in July, it remains as one of the main subject of their conversation throughout the whole year. They talks about who scored the most goals and which team won the championship and something like that.
At the time, the Women's World Cup was being held in Germany, so soccer was a very popular topic. One student came up to me and said, "We need to have a PUST World Cup." This seemed like a great idea, but I wanted all the students to be involved, so we ran a 5-a-side knockout tournament and named it the PUST Cup. Each class had to put forward 4 teams, 5 players and 1 or 2 subs. They came up with some very interesting names. We ran 2 separate tournaments, one for the first year and one for the second year students. There were a few problems though. We had only 2 goals. We didn't have fields marked out, we didn't have uniforms, we didn't have whistles for the referees, and we didn't have a trophy. But coming from New Zealand, I used some good old Kiwi ingenuity. For the past 3 weeks, we'd been drinking bottled water and had a mountain of empty water bottles. We marked out the fields using water bottles, We used a water bottle for each goalpost. This meant that it was difficult to see when the ball went in the goal, so we also had goal judges. A teacher would stand behind the goal and tell the referee if the ball was inside or outside the goalpost. We went shopping in Pyongyang and bought some whistles, and the PUST president brought a trophy in from China. The students loved it, and I think they really did feel like they were playing in the World Cup.
PostCap is one of the most important events of the year at PUST.
The PostCap is the university-wide competition that takes place every summer semester at PUST.
All students have to take part in the competition, and the professors become a referee to treat each player fairly.
PostCap is very important because PostCap offers the students who are good at football very much the moment to shine.
And the matches are very intensive and students do their best.
When I came back in 2012, we expanded the PostCap. Each year, a new batch of students begins at PUST. So in 2012, there were 300 undergraduate students. We ran a university-wide PostCap over 4 days. Each of the 3 year levels competed amongst themselves. Then the winners of each year level and one graduate team competed in the semi-final and final round. This time, we marked out fields with paint on the concrete. We used bibs for uniforms and introduced the Korean police. On each field was a referee who was fluent in Korean. His only job was to listen for Korean. Students were only allowed to speak in English, so if anyone spoke in Korean, they were penalized and the opposition team was given a free kick.
The day we played soccer, it was raining all the day. However, we were united and helped each other enjoy it. Finally, we won the PostCap championship. Even the sun was smiling. Even the trees were cheering. The beauty in the blue sky blessed us that day. We will never forget our fantastic memory. And people from many countries under the blue sky, singing and dancing together, we enjoyed PUST again. People from many countries under the blue sky, singing and dancing together, we enjoyed PUST. All right.
Now the captain would like to make a short speech.
First of all, I'm very happy that our team won the PostCap. My feelings are like I won the World Cup game. So I think our team unity, our wonderful teamwork was the key to our success today. So on behalf of my team, I would like to express my gratitude to all the juniors for rooting to my team. Also, I'm very grateful to all professors for coming to our university and teaching us. You'll be always welcome to PUST. Thank you.
And football wasn't the only thing they were into. In 2011, when I first taught at PUST, I found it a bit puzzling as to why my students left class so quickly. I didn't think they had any other engagements until lunchtime. One day, I looked out the window and noticed all the undergraduate students lined up doing aerobics type exercises together.
Singing and dancing is a very important part of PUST life, and we must
to capture the singing songs. After lecture, you can see a lot of students singing and dancing in front of the building.
During the lectures, a lot of stress is accumulated not only in our body but also in our brains. In order to relax ourselves, we generally dance to very joyful music for 10 minutes.
When I returned in the summer of 2012, my students had progressed from doing aerobics to doing some rather complicated dances. As the university has only male students, many of the guys had to dance the female roles. They didn't seem to mind, but it was always appreciated when the female professors joined in. I'm not much of a dancer, but PUST students are extremely patient dance instructors, so I gave it a go. I'm the one wearing a white skirt.
Actually, I don't have any brothers, but here I have so many brothers.
What do you do with your brothers? Enjoy meals together, sleep together, study together, everything together.
We live together like a family. We understand each other, we rely on each other. When I had some problems, they are trying so hard to solve my problems. They think my problems are their own problems.
I think the great success can grow out of the teamwork.
Because it is a great source for power to achieve every great cause.
We can encounter a lot of battles, but we can solve the problem helping each other.
It gives us a great power that we could never get when we are lonely, when we are not united.
Simply, I cannot imagine my life without my classmates.
And they do lean on each other. I think they view each other as brothers. They live together, study together, eat together, sing together, work together, and play sport together. Leaning on one another and encouraging each other are qualities they value highly. At Sports Day, there were dedicated cheerleaders whose only job was to encourage their teammates. Singing always played a huge role in creating unity and team spirit. These guys might have grown up in a different country to me, but they had the same passion for life that any guy back in New Zealand would have. They love competition and especially physical challenges. They have a great sense of humour, which can be seen in these videos that were made during a media class.
don't have to cry, 'cause we'll see you again. Though the days we had together were so short, we had such great times. Wipe the tears from your eyes. Dream together a beautiful future. Since we cannot stop time flowing, we have to say goodbye. Don't say you're alone wherever you are. Joyful memories will fly in the sky. We always share sadness and cheer each other on. We always help one another. We always share sadness and cheer each other on. We are real friends forever. You are my great power. I am your power all the time. We always help each other. Our friendship will be forever.
On the night before our departure, we held a summer celebration concert. We performed skits, and the students gave speeches, sang songs, and reminisced about the good times we'd had.
We are very sad because we are leaving at PUST tomorrow. We are the first foreign professors that we met at PUST. When you arrived here, it felt very strange, but now we are very close.
Last 1 month spent with you learning English were wonderful days. 1 month is not a long time, but you taught us a lot of things,
such as pronunciations, idioms, and so on.
Our English level has surely jumped up to a new level thanks to your efforts.
All the professors who was like our own flesh and blood. We can never forget you.
Years later, we will look back these days with pleasure.
We can't express how thankful we are to you.
All in all, I would say our summer semester was great.
We will do our best, improve our English, and to be your influencers in the world.
We will keep on trying hard and we will be successful scientists.
Do believe us, don't forget us, and remember, if we want to be PUST again, we will welcome you gladly.
I wish you had good impressions on our country and had more thorough understanding of our country during your stay here.
At last, we wish you the best of luck in everything you do. Remember us. Goodbye.
I received many heartfelt thank you letters from my students, and it struck me that what I'd been doing at PUST was valuable. I was overwhelmed by my students' thankfulness and was suddenly struck with sadness. We both knew that we wouldn't see each other for a long time, or possibly never again. I believe in what PUST is doing in North Korea. There's no other university of its kind. Nowhere else can you see North Korean students and Western professors living side by side. The students really appreciated us going there. I have great hope that the students I taught will positively influence the North Korea of tomorrow.